Okay, well, I think we can go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 ISHA Honors Reception and Business Meeting. So for the agenda today, we're going to start things off with a State of the Association address from Tammy Ashby, ISHA's president. We'll then recognize our convention committee, our representative council. Angela Anthony, ISHA's past president, will present the 2022 ISHA slate of officers, and then we'll kick it off to Mary Kerwin Johnson for the presentation of association awards. And then the following hour of the presentation will be our keynote speaker, Sharon Steen. So before we get started, I just want to thank our conference sponsors. These companies really made this virtual convention possible. Their investment in ISHA enabled us to pull all of these different details together. Our deluxe sponsors each submitted a short 30-second commercial video clip that I'd like to play before we get started with the program.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Being a part of Spotter is a wonderful experience. They matched me perfectly with a school district that is truly familiar to me. They also helped me to realize the purpose I had when I started this profession 22 years ago. As an SLP, I only aim to inspire and to guide people to be their very best. So if you're looking for a job, it's no problema.
And we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song. We'll all be flying higher than a jet airliner. And if you want a little bang in your yin yang, come along.
We started Simple Practice because I was actually looking for a practice management software to run my practice when I completed my training. And I looked at what was out there at the time, and there was nothing really that resonated with me.
So with Simple Practice, it's really built around scheduling, billing, and notes. We've thought deeply about how we can make this calendar simple and very easy to use and like a breath of fresh air every time you look at it.
You know, the whole goal was to create something that didn't take up a lot of your time. We provide great customer support and features that are simple and intuitive to use to free you up to do other things.
Now that I have Simple Practice, I'm able to focus on other aspects of my business besides just the paperwork, so I'm able to enjoy private practice again.
I am a woman running my own career, and I think Simple Practice partners with me to have the type of practice that I want to have.
And then we will be doing a sponsor prize raffle as well. So everybody in attendance here after this event will do just a random drawing for some prizes, and we'll let the winners know next week. So with that, I'd like to welcome to the camera our ISHA president, Tammy Ashby.
I'm getting a message. I can't turn on my camera yet.
Okay, let's see.
says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Okay. I'm gonna make you host.
Okay.
How's that, Tammy?
All right. There we are. We're all used to tech glitches, right? So good morning. It is so great to be together again, even if it's not exactly as we had planned. I know we were all excited to be together in person. We envisioned the ISHA 2022 convention to be close to our pre-COVID normal. We were looking forward to learning together, laughing and sharing together, networking, seeing family, colleagues, and friends. And we almost pulled it off. When COVID variants forced us to pivot, ISHA didn't hesitate for a moment to execute Plan B to an all virtual convention. So before I go any further, I want to personally thank Paul, Brian, our Bostrom team, and our Educational Development Committee for securing amazing speakers. Thank you for creating what's going to be an incredible convention for all of us. This morning, we get to recognize and celebrate our ISHA Fellow. You get to hear some exciting things about ISHA. And finally, you get to hear an inspiring speaker, Sharon Steve, for our keynote address. As I thought about what I wanted to share with you, I thought of the things that happen behind the scenes that you may not know if you haven't volunteered for ISHA. I'm going to call these ISHA's wow moments, and I'd like to share a few with you. The first wow, and ISHA's most recent wow, is this virtual convention. It was transitioned from all in-person to all virtual in less than 6 weeks. And that's somewhat miraculous. Thank you, Paul, Brian, Bostrom, and everyone. Did you know we have 1,000 attendees already with 3 weeks left to continue to join the convention? You have the opportunity to get 143 CEUs. So while a virtual convention was not our first choice, it does give everyone the ability to attend, and it gives us the opportunity to earn more CEUs than we even could have in person. The second wow I'd like to share is ISHA is a strong association. Did you know ISHA is the 5th largest state association in the country? And our amazing annual convention is the 2nd largest? ISHA has consistently been recognized by ISHA for our collaboration, education, and advocacy for speech language pathologists and audiologists around the state. We're honored ISHA has been recognized again by ASHA as one of the top 5 state associations. That's pretty impressive. ISHA has been recognized by ASHA for all of the many things that we do. We have an amazing liaison with ASHA, and we get support from them at every turn. Despite the challenges of the past 2 years, ISHA has continued to move on. We've added a billing and reimbursement committee, a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. We've implemented an amazing mentorship program and continued with our leadership development program. And that list could go on and on. The third wow is what an advocate ISHA is for our professions. Our legislative and regulatory committee, with our amazing lobbyist, Jim Morphew, continuously monitors bills that may affect our professions. Here are a few of the recent advocacy issues ISHA has been a part of. Legislation is moving to protect our scope of practice in regard to music therapists and ABA therapists. ISHA is beginning to join the discussion regarding the Audiology and Speech Language Pathology Interstate Compact. We're closely monitoring as the rules and procedures are developed for this compact. It's exciting. This may be a huge asset to our profession as it would allow us practicing privileges in other compact states. We're keeping a close eye on that. When insurance presented some issues to us, our DEI and Billing and Reimbursement Committee were immediately on task when the issues were presented earlier this year. We now have legislation that prevents insurance companies from reducing rates without warning. Our EI committee helped early on in COVID. They helped with legislation to ensure our youngest clients would receive therapy through teletherapy services. This continues to be a service delivery model for families who need to access therapy in this way. Did you know ISHA's vision statement is creating a world where people have guaranteed access to resources for effective communication? Guaranteed access. Teletherapy sure helped with that. My final wow is ISHA has brought keynote speaker Sharon Steed to provide our address. Sharon is an international speaker who is an expert in the matter of communicating with empathy. You are going to love what she has to share. I'm extremely humbled and honored to serve as ISHA president to such an amazing group of people. The collaboration this year with ISHA members, committee members, executive board members, our Bostrom team, and our ISHA liaisons has been an incredibly rewarding experience for me. To all of my predecessors who paved the way for us to volunteer and serve, I want to say thank you. And to those of you in the audience thinking, do I have anything to offer? I want to say you do. Find your passion, volunteer, and get involved. A long time ago, I read something that stuck with me. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time. They definitely have the heart. I want to leave you with that thought as we move on and get to celebrate our ISHA Fellow and hear our keynote address.
Okay, thank you, Tammy. Now I'd like to welcome Beth Leggett.
Good morning. Regardless of whether we're meeting virtually or at the Donald B. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, the Division of Education Committee has spent countless hours preparing for this convention, along with the help of Brian, Paul, and all those at Bostrom. Planning for next year's convention is going to begin just as soon as this convention is closed. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the volunteers who coordinate behind the scenes to make sure this convention is the quality continuing education event we have all come to love and expect. Kudos to Trina Becker, our continuing education administrator, who has resubmitted and made many, many changes as we have moved from in-person to virtual. Jane Jaskowski, our convention coordinator chair. Our program committee co-chairs, Beth Meese and Heidi Harbers. These individuals have spent an amazing amount of hours and many days scheduling sessions, rescheduling sessions, and planning the overall convention. They've pivoted the course of the convention from an in-person to a virtual event the past 2 years and continue to smile. Thank you also to Debbie McGee, our registration and student liaison. Our track chairs are listed on the screen. Each one of those volunteers spent hours reviewing speaker requests, reached out to knowledgeable presenters in their respective areas to bring you the topics and expertise you need to continue to do your best work with your caseload as a speech language pathologist or audiologist. Thank you to each track chair for the work and dedication that has been exhibited throughout the year of planning. Applause to each of you. Thank you for the work you've done. It's valued, and ISHA board and membership appreciates it.
Thanks, Beth. I'd like to welcome Maria Claudia Franca.
Good morning, ISHA. It's a great pleasure to be here this morning and recognize the vital work of the Association Representative Council, connecting members across the state. The RC does a wonderful job providing opportunities for the membership to convey concerns to the executive board and vice versa. Thank you so much for your service. I invite all to take a close look to this slide and keep the volunteers in your minds. Have a great convention, everyone.
Now, Angela Anthony.
Good morning. I have the privilege of presenting the 2022 slate of officers. There are 3 positions to be filled this year. First, we have President-elect Jordan Bowman. Second, Vice President-elect for Association Affairs, Candace Tablerian. And finally, Vice President-elect for Professional Affairs, Sarah Moon. Each of these individuals have served in previous leadership roles in ISHA. I am honored that they have accepted the nomination, and I'm excited that they will bring their experience and perspectives to the work of ISHA. You will be able to read additional information about each of the candidates in the spring issue of the ISHA Voice. Thank you.
All right. And Mary, since we're having problems with screen sharing, I'm going to make you host momentarily, if that's okay.
Okay.
So you should be able to share your camera now.
Yeah, I'm trying.
There
can
you
just
go.
look at my cute picture.
We see you.
Okay. I would like to introduce our entire honors class for 2022, Kristen Camella. Kristen's nomination was sponsored by Kim Hoffer. It was co-sponsored by Michelle Zimsky-Deneen with a letter of support from Eileen Braun. Kristen has connected with ISHA throughout her career. She has been the Fluency Track Chair more than once and has been on the Ethics Education Committee. She doesn't stop with ISHA. She is actively involved with ASHA's initial cadre of fluency specialists, the International Fluency Association, the National Stuttering Foundation, the Friends Association for Young People Who Stutter and Their Families, and the American Board of Fluency and Fluency Disorders. Kristen's professional career started in public schools, but quickly expanded. She now consults with many districts, and in 1988, she began her private practice. She is the owner and director of the Camella Fluency Center. Here, she personally treats children and adults, as well as employs several other speech-language pathologists. Kristen's contributions to our field include writing books and numerous articles, creating multiple therapy resources, particularly for the Stuttering Foundation, providing almost 150 guest lectures and invited presentations for numerous school districts, universities, and state, national, and international associations, adjunct teaching at Northwestern University, and co-founding a fluency-oriented intensive summer camp for children and adolescents. Kristen is co-founder and co-director of Camp Shoutout, where she provides intensive workshops for SLPs and graduate students. This camp in Muskegon, Michigan offers a stuttering therapy experience for school-age children and teens. In addition, Kristen has certification in yoga and meditation training. She is incorporating the role of mindfulness in stuttering therapy to further advance our knowledge in this area. Kristen's personality draws one in, and her enthusiasm for her life's professional work is undeniable. She has consistently provided education and supports for clients, families, practicing SLPs, SLPs in training, and other related service personnel. She presents as the ultimate collaborator. Her blend of experiences as a business owner, educator, clinical expert, mentor, and more allow her to view things through a variety of lenses. She challenges you to see things in a new way. She has an amazing ability to talk with you, no matter what level you're at, and make it relevant at a variety of levels. Kristen presents as the quintessential and consummate professional. Her work as an SLP specializing in fluency has been a stellar example for all. Her extensive contributions to the field of fluency disorders through teaching, mentoring, clinical work, and development of so many educational materials have created a legacy for all of us who work with children who stutter, and we are grateful to her. Kristen, ISHA is pleased to recognize you as a fellow of the association.
Okay, so Brian, I'm off mute and there we go. Okay.
And we see you. You're good.
Is there anything else I need to do or am I good?
You're good.
Thank you, Mary, so much for that wonderful introduction. I'm a little bit humbled by that. I'd like to thank my colleagues for this honor. Kim, Eileen, and Michelle. I know Nick Caruso was a part of this as well. So I thank you so much. And I thank you to ISHA for the service that you provide and for providing a vessel for all of us as we all are ISHA to collaborate and come together as a profession and as a state. My only wish for today is that I could connect with your faces, to see your eyes and to see your smiles, the faces of my family, as well as so many colleagues who are friends who have been part of this journey with me. No one ever does anything by themselves, and I've had an incredible vessel of support. I recently heard a quote in a movie that has stuck with me. It only takes one root to grow a vineyard. And I do believe that each of our professional lives becomes like a vineyard. This root must be strong, it must be determined, present, and provide support. And part of our role is to go back to this root as we grow and develop. So as I reflect upon the growth of my career, I am so grateful for who has been in my root. My parents, who valued education, commitment, and hard work. My husband, Tom, for his ongoing willingness to create space for me to grow as a person and as a professional. Of course, to Carolyn and Hugo Gregory, who were my speech therapists for my stuttering, who told me the kind of communicator I could become, who focused on teaching me how to critically think and how to value the relationship with our clients and other professionals, and who also stressed the absolute priority of understanding, gaining insight into each person's unique experiences when they were having difficulty communicating. And of course, June Campbell, there aren't enough words to express our relationship from supervisor, supervisee, teacher to mentor, to colleague, to collaborator, to dearest of friends. And also Julie Rayner. I would not be where I am in this vineyard if it weren't for her as my co-director of Camp Shoutout and my Camp Shoutout family, along with Jane Frazier and the Stuttering Foundation. So what makes this vineyard continue to thrive? What feeds our professional life to continue to help it be vibrant? I can say I have as much passion for what I do now, which has been 35 years, as how I started driving home from my first job, thinking, oh my gosh, I don't think people understand this about stuttering, and we can teach these speech therapists to do this work better. And it would keep me up at night. And I still have that same desire and passion? Well, I think there are three things: collaborating with colleagues at local, state, and national levels, prioritize going to these meetings, prioritize volunteering for these groups. It's how we get connected and get to know people and make a contribution. And it's never too late. I circled around after 34 years and joined some committees at ISHA because I had space in my schedule to do it. Also, in collaborating, exercising the highest level of professional integrity. And this goes along and this goes out to the young colleagues. When you make a post, is it with professional integrity? Number two, considering challenges you face as learning opportunities. We all make mistakes. We all have difficult circumstances. And we step back and we reflect on our role in it and we learn from it. I think a passion is born by experiencing difficulties. I certainly had many as a child growing up stuttering. We learn from these and we move forward. The third point I want to make is the importance of continuing to evolve as a communicator. This is a choice for all of us. Within, self-awareness brings clarity. And as we have clarity regarding our own vulnerabilities, we allow space for our clients to bring forth theirs. And communication with others. I feel strongly about this right now within the stuttering community. And we have changed our name from Camella Fluency Center to Camella Communication Center to encompass all communicators' experiences. Thank you so much.